The woman woke up and was speechless. Somehow their seaside cabin had drifted far into the open ocean. She looked around and couldn't see any land at all. Believed and blamed her husband. If they had stayed on the reef, they would have been rescued by now. But Mike tried to calm her down, saying they might not have drifted too far yet. Mike asked Bali to start collecting whatever supplies they could still use. Wearing diving goggles, Bali dove under the floating cabin and found 2 bottles of drinking water. After placing them back safely, she spotted a backpack, but was startled by a sudden group of strange fish. The phone inside the backpack had been soaked in seawater, and now their only option was to ration their drinking water and wait for rescue. After all, the cabin was quite large. The rescue team would surely spot it. By evening, Bali spotted a rescue helicopter. She strained her voice, yelling for help, but Mike told her to rest. It was flying too high to see them anyway. The next morning, Bali was woken by the scorching sun. Then suddenly, a drop of water landed on her face. She opened her mouth to drink a few drops, then filled a bottle and gave some to her husband. That's when Bali noticed a ship in the distance. To get their attention, she quickly filled a bottle with seawater, while Mike gathered dry wood and tried to use a magnifying glass effect to create smoke. After relentless effort, Mike finally got a fire going, and thick smoke rose into the air, but the ship was moving farther and farther away. Panicked, Baleeden told Mike to pile everything onto the fire, but the flames quickly got out of control. Baleeden grabbed clothes trying to extinguish it, but it was too late. They had no choice but to jump into the sea. The cabin was burning down. Now the two of them clung to pieces of wood, drifting aimlessly. Suddenly, Baleeden saw something leap out of the water in the distance. Terrified, she thought it must be a shark, attracted by the blood from Mike's injured leg. They swam frantically toward a larger wooden plank. Only to realize it was a group of dolphins. A false alarm. They comforted each other, promising to stay strong and survive. When Baleeden woke again, she was about to call Mike, but the wooden plank had split in two, and a shark was circling. Mike's board was flipped, and he fell into the sea. Baleeden grabbed a wooden stick and dove in after him. Mike resurfaced and clung tightly to the board, but the shark wouldn't give up. Baleeden struck the shark furiously with the wooden stick. The shark was driven off. Baleeden tried to pull Mike up, but he told her he couldn't move his legs. With no choice, Baleeden paddled with all her strength, trying to get them out of danger. When she woke again, Baleeden was overjoyed. They had washed up on a sandy shore. She tried to wake Mike, but he didn't respond. Then she stood up and saw that Mike had lost both of his legs. Baleeden was devastated. The next day, Baleeden woke to look for Mike's body, only to see 2 sharks dragging it into the sea. The sandy land they had reached the night before was now completely submerged. Baleeden ran as fast as she could toward higher ground, but collapsed just a few steps in. When she regained consciousness, she began exploring the small island and came upon a massive rock formation. She climbed it,